I don't know if you remember this, but Pretty Little Liars showed us exactly what binge eating can look like. Let's take a look.
We are still young enough. It's not too late. Memorize the pattern of the stars.
You don't have to feel this way. I can show you how to get rid of it.
In love.
So there's three things that I want to highlight about this scene, and I hope that it's helpful for anybody who also struggles with this, or if you happen to know somebody who does. And I think the last point is potentially the most important one. First, and most obviously, she has eaten an amount of food that is definitely more than anybody else would in that same circumstance, which is a key distinction of binge eating behavior. This can be for a variety of reasons. Most common is that maybe she's behind on her nutrition for the day, but more likely it's probably because she has negative emotions that she's trying to get relief from. Since Hannah's character is portrayed as being fat shamed a ton, it makes sense that an escape is exactly what she's looking for. Second, she's alone. Eating in secret is another typical distinction of binge eating. This is something that she doesn't want to do in front of others. In fact, it's a reason that a lot of my clients said no to going to social events before we overcame those binging behaviors. They didn't want people to see them eat. And then lastly, and I think most importantly, is the intense amount of shame that Hannah was experiencing. Being in this vulnerable state is where we most easily fall prey to things that aren't such a good idea. Things like compensatory behaviors like purging or over-exercising or fasting, as well as self-blame, being really hard on yourself. This is exactly why we get sent right back into a binge cycle, because we are either A, now behind on our nutrition from the compensatory behavior, or B, we now have a bunch of negative emotions that we want an escape from. Something that I wish Pretty Little Liars did better was showing Hannah overcoming this. They did a good job of talking about Spencer's troubles, Emily's troubles, and them overcoming them, but they don't ever talk about Hannah overcoming her eating disorder. Not super helpful to give somebody ideas on how to have a bad relationship with food, but then not show anybody fixing it. Hopefully, my page will help you if you do feel like you need to fix your relationship with food. But regardless, I'd love to know from you if you watched Pretty Little Liars and what you thought about scenes like this.